So here we are again, the aftermath. The ruins of a battleground where no swords clashed, no shields were raised, and yet somehow you walked away unscathed, or did you? Is there blood on your hands, stains on your soul, or was it your own cowardice that left you untouched, unscarred? This isn't a story of war, not in the traditional sense. This is the battlefield of life, where we fight not with our fists, but with our convictions, our will, and our choices. You stood there, didn't you? You saw them all gathered together fighting for a cause, and you watched from the sidelines and did nothing. Maybe you whispered in your mind about what you could have done, what you should have done, but you didn't. You walked away from it all unscathed, untouched by the battle. Yet somehow, they see you as the one who betrayed them, the one who left them to suffer alone. They hate you because you didn't stay to fight alongside them like everyone else. You weren't one of them. You didn't join their cause, their struggle, their fight. And in their eyes, you've become the enemy. You walked away, didn't you? But who are they to judge you? They don't know what it's like to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, to carry the burden of the choices you made. They don't know the demons you've faced, the battles you fought in your own mind, the sacrifices you made in silence. They don't know the loneliness that comes with walking away from a cause that no longer serves you. They don't know the pressure of having to choose between loyalty and survival, between what's right and what's safe. You didn't stay with them because you knew something they didn't. You knew that there's more to life than just following the crowd, more to survival than just standing in line waiting to die for a cause that never even asked you who you are. You chose to leave because sometimes walking away is the only way to stay alive. Sometimes the hardest choice is the one that saves you from being consumed by the flames of a battle that you never wanted to fight in the first place. But they don't see it that way, do they? They don't understand that you weren't abandoning them. You were saving yourself. They don't understand that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to walk away, to refuse to be a pawn in their game, to refuse to be just another face in the crowd. They hate you because you had the strength to leave when everyone else was too afraid to. They hate you because they think you betrayed them. But in truth, you betrayed nothing but your own fear, your own hesitation, your own need for approval. They hate you because you didn't stay to fight alongside them. Because in their eyes, your absence is a reminder that not everyone follows blindly. Not everyone is willing to sacrifice everything for a cause that may not even be worth fighting for. But what if they are wrong? What if your decision to leave was the right one? What if staying would have only led you further down a path of destruction? What if you saw something in them that they couldn't see in themselves? What if you realized that the battle they were fighting wasn't theirs to win? What if you knew that by staying, you would have been complicit in their downfall, complicit in their failure? What if walking away was the only way to preserve your integrity, your soul, your very being? They hate you because they don't understand you. They hate you because they don't have the courage to make the choices you made. They hate you because you remind them of their own weakness, their own inability to break free from the chains that bind them. They hate you because in your silence and your absence, you became a symbol of something they could never be free from. You became a reminder that they too have choices to make, and they too must one day decide whether to stay and fight or to leave and save themselves. But let's be real for a moment. Do you really think they would have fought for you? Do you really think they would have stood by your side if the roles had been reversed? They are angry because you took a step back and made a choice that was yours to make. But deep down, they know they would have done the same thing. They would have walked away too if they had the courage to do so. They are angry because you remind them of their own inability to choose themselves over the opinions of others. They hate you because you remind them of everything they fear to be true about themselves. The truth is, they hate you not because you left, but because you made a decision that forced them to question everything they believed in everything they thought they knew about themselves. You are a living testament to the fact that sometimes the right decision isn't the popular one, the one everyone expects you to make. They hate you because you stood up for yourself and refused to be a pawn in their game of survival. They hate you because you didn't let their expectations define you. They hate you because you dared to be different, and in doing so, you became a threat to their own sense of comfort. But here's the thing, you have something they don't. You have the strength to make decisions that are true to who you are and who you want to become. You have the power to walk away when everyone else is too afraid to do so. You have the courage to stand alone when everyone else is too weak to stand up for themselves. They hate you because you remind them that they too have the power to make their own choices, but they are too afraid to use it. They hate you because you remind them that they too can break free from the chains that bind them, but they are too scared to try. So let them hate you. Let them talk about you behind your back. Let them say whatever they want, because in the end, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are free. What matters is that you have the courage to walk away from a battle that was never yours to fight. What matters is that you have the strength to make your own choices and live with the consequences of those choices. They can hate you all they want, but it won't change the fact that you are a force to be reckoned with. You are a warrior in your own right because you fought the hardest battle of all. The battle against your own fears, your own doubts, and your own limitations. So here's the truth they will never understand. You didn't stay to fight alongside them because you knew the fight wasn't yours to fight. You knew that sometimes the best way to win is to walk away, to refuse to be dragged into a battle that has no end, no purpose, no meaning. You didn't stay to fight because you knew that true strength lies in knowing when to walk away, when to preserve yourself, and when to fight for something that truly matters. They hate you because you remind them that they too have that power, but they are too afraid to claim it. So keep walking. Keep making the choices that are right for you, even if it means standing alone, even if it means facing their hatred and their judgment. Keep walking because you know that your journey is yours and yours alone, and no one else can define it for you. Keep walking because you know that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to keep moving forward, even when the world is telling you to stop. Keep walking because you are not defined by their hatred or their judgment. You are defined by your own choices and the courage to stand by them, no matter what. Let them hate you, because in the end, it will be their hatred that fuels your rise. Let them hate you, because in their hatred, you will find the strength to keep moving forward, to keep fighting for your own life, your own future, your own freedom. Let them hate you, because their hatred will only remind you of the power you hold within yourself to rise above it all and become the person you were always meant to be. Let them hate you, because the more they hate, the more you will grow, the more you will evolve, and the more you will realize that their hatred is nothing more than a reflection of their own inability to see their own potential. So let them hate you, because you didn't stay to fight alongside them. Let them hate you, because you had the courage to walk away when everyone else stayed behind. Let them hate you, because in the end their hatred will never define you. It will only serve to propel you forward into a future that is yours to create. Let them hate you, because you are no longer bound by their expectations, their limitations, or their fears. Let them hate you, because in the end, it is your freedom that will make you unstoppable. And this is where they will never understand. They will never comprehend the magnitude of what you've achieved, because they cannot fathom the weight of the chains you've broken. They are still shackled to the idea of conformity, of following the path that was laid out for them by others. They live their lives in the suffocating grip of expectations, and that is the very reason they hate you. They hate you because you dared to step away from the suffocating grip of their world. You dared to choose yourself over the collective, to reject the idea that your life should be defined by the opinions, the judgments, and the expectations of others. You saw the way they were all fighting blindly in a battle they could never win, clinging to a false hope that somehow they would emerge victorious. You saw the truth that their fight was meaningless, their cause empty, and their loyalty misplaced. They may have thought they were fighting for something greater, but what they were really fighting for was their own validation, their own comfort in numbers. They wanted you to follow, to be a part of their crusade, so that their actions would be justified by your presence. But you refused to be just another pawn in their game. You made the decision to walk away, because deep down, you knew something they didn't. You knew that real strength doesn't come from following the herd. Real strength comes from walking alone when everyone else is too afraid to take the first step. It comes from being willing to be hated, misunderstood, and judged because you chose your own truth over the lies that the world is trying to force on you. That is the essence of freedom. Freedom isn't just the absence of physical chains. It's the courage to reject the narrative others have crafted for you, to carve your own path, no matter how painful, no matter how lonely. It's the understanding that your journey, no matter how unconventional or misunderstood, is yours to live and no one else's to dictate. The freedom you have gained by refusing to conform, by stepping away from the battle they wanted you to fight, is the most powerful force you will ever experience. They see you walking away, and they feel threatened because you remind them of what they could never have: the ability to break free from the invisible shackles that bind them to a life that isn't truly theirs. You have shattered the illusion that they cling to so desperately, the illusion that staying with the crowd and following the rules will bring peace, happiness, and purpose. They are terrified of you because you represent the unknown, the possibility that everything they've believed in, everything they've sacrificed for, might be a lie. You remind them that they too have a choice, that they too can break free from their chains. But they don't want that. They don't want the responsibility that comes with true freedom. They want to remain comfortable, to stay in the familiar, even if it means sacrificing their potential and living in the shadow of someone else's dreams. They want to feel justified in their own cowardice, in their own inability to take the risk of walking away. So instead, they will hate you. They will project their insecurities onto you because the truth is too painful for them to face. You are a mirror that reflects everything they fear to confront about themselves. But you have the courage to look at yourself without flinching. You have the bravery to stand tall in the face of their hate, to take each insult, each sneer, each judgment, and turn it into fuel for your fire. Because deep down, you know that their hate doesn't matter. What matters is that you made a choice that was right for you, choice that will propel you forward in ways they cannot even begin to understand. You know that the only person whose approval you need is your own. And in the end, you will be unstoppable not because of their validation, but because of your unwavering commitment to yourself. This is what they cannot fathom. They cannot fathom the power that comes from living authentically, from stepping outside of the world's expectations, from choosing to define your own success, your own worth. They don't understand that by walking away from their battle, you've chosen the greater fight, the fight to claim your life, your future, your sovereignty. You haven't run from a war, you've run toward your own personal evolution. And that, my friend, is what makes you unstoppable. You know that the hardest battles aren't fought on physical fields. The hardest battles are fought in the mind, in the heart. The hardest battles are those where you stand alone, when everyone else is telling you to give up or to fall in line. The hardest battles are the ones where you must confront the deepest fears within yourself, the ones where you face the unknown and walk into it with nothing but your own courage to guide you. You didn't walk away because you were afraid. You walked away because you understood the stakes. You knew that staying in a battle you didn't believe in, fighting for a cause that wasn't yours, would only lead to your destruction. You understood that the real victory lies not in fighting for others' ideals, but in fighting for your own life, your own future, your own peace. They will never understand that. They will never understand that your decision wasn't an act of weakness, but one of supreme strength. It's easy to stay in a battle that everyone else is fighting. It's easy to go along with the crowd, to follow the rules, to conform to the status quo. It's easy to remain in a place where you're told what to think, how to act, and who to be. But true strength comes when you reject the comfort of the known and step into the abyss of the unknown. True strength comes when you are willing to lose everything, including the approval of others, in order to gain everything that truly matters: your own authenticity, your own peace, and your own power. They hate you because they see the truth in you, even if they can't admit it to themselves. They see that you are willing to take the risk of living on your own terms, of being free from the constraints they have allowed to define their existence. They hate you because they know, deep down, that they wish they could be as brave as you, that they wish they could make the choice to walk away from the things that are holding them back. But they can't. Not yet. And that is what makes you unstoppable. You have found your freedom, and with it comes the power to build the life you were always meant to live. You are not bound by anyone else's expectations, not swayed by their judgments, not afraid of their hate. You are walking your own path, and no one can take that away from you. And when you look ahead, you see a future that is yours to create, a future where you are free to be who you truly are and live the life you truly desire. So let them hate you. Let them gossip about you. Let them call you selfish or cowardly. Let them tell you that you're running away from responsibility. It doesn't matter, because in the end, your freedom is worth more than their approval. Your journey is worth more than their expectations. And in the end, it is your freedom that will make you unstoppable. You will rise, not because they love you, but because you love yourself enough to take the hard steps. You will rise, not because they agree with you, but because you refuse to compromise your own truth. You will rise, not because they understand you, but because you understand yourself. And that is the power they will never have. And that is the power that will make you unstoppable. You see, they can hate you all they want. They can point their fingers and accuse you of things you didn't do, or choices you didn't make. But the truth is, their hate only solidifies your strength. They are uncomfortable with your independence because it reminds them of what they lack: the courage to choose for themselves. You didn't walk away from them because you were scared. You walked away because you were strong enough to recognize that the battle they were fighting was not your own. So let them hate you, because the deeper their hate, the brighter your light will shine. The more they try to diminish you, the stronger you will become. You are walking in the fullness of your own truth, and there is nothing more powerful than living authentically. The more they hate, the more it will push you to break through boundaries you didn't even know you had. They will throw every insult at you, every accusation, every whisper in the dark, but none of it will stop you. They cannot touch the essence of who you are, because the essence of who you are is freedom, untouchable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. In a world where everyone is told to conform, where society presses down hard on the shoulders of every individual, You have chosen to be different, and in that difference lies your power. While others remain trapped in the cycle of doing what is expected of them, living lives defined by others' judgments and standards, you have decided to live for yourself. You have rejected the lie that your worth is defined by the approval of others, by the labels they place on you, by the battles they tell you to fight. When you chose freedom, when you chose to leave the battle they demanded you fight, you made a statement to the universe. I am not afraid to be myself, no matter the cost. And that is not a statement everyone is strong enough to make. The majority of people are afraid to stand alone. They are afraid of the consequences, of the whispers, of the hate. They fear the unknown, the uncomfortable space that exists outside of the comfort zones others have built for them. But you've embraced it. You've taken the leap into the unknown, and in doing so, you've tapped into a well of power that most will never experience. This is what they don't understand. They see you walking away, and they assume you're weak, afraid to fight, afraid to stand with them. They assume you're abandoning them, when in reality, you're doing the hardest thing you could ever do. You're choosing yourself. And that is the ultimate form of strength. The hardest thing in the world is to look at a situation, to look at the collective, and to say, this isn't for me. This does not align with my soul. This is not my fight. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to follow the crowd, to do what everyone else is doing. But you chose the harder path, the path that led you to freedom. And that path, the one you've walked alone, is the one that will ultimately make you unstoppable. They can't fathom the weight of that choice. To choose yourself in a world that demands you prioritize everything but yourself is an act of rebellion. It's an act of courage. It's a declaration that you will no longer be held hostage by the expectations and judgments of others. You will no longer stand in a battle that doesn't serve you, that doesn't nurture you, and that doesn't align with the future you want to create. They cannot see this because they are too deep in their own battles to notice your bravery. They are too afraid to walk away from their own battles because doing so would require them to face themselves. And that, my friend, is something they cannot do. But you did. You made the decision to walk away, to preserve your peace, to preserve your power. And in that decision, you found your strength. You didn't need to stay and fight alongside them. You didn't need to sacrifice yourself for a cause that didn't resonate with your soul. You didn't need to prove anything to anyone. You already knew what mattered. You. You chose to fight for yourself, to build a life that honored who you are, a life that is free from the judgment of others and the confines of societal expectations. That's the thing about true power. It's not something that is given to you. It's not something that others can bestow upon you through praise or approval. True power comes from within, from the quiet understanding that you are enough as you are. It comes from the realization that you are the architect of your own life and that the decisions you make are yours alone. No one can take that away from you. Not their judgment, not their hate, not their rejection. Once you have that inner strength, once you have that understanding of your own worth, there is nothing that can stop you. Nothing can break you. And while they continue to hate you, while they continue to talk about your decisions, one thing will remain undeniable. You are thriving. The strength that comes from freedom will propel you forward, and those who once criticized you will watch as you rise, as you accomplish things they could never imagine, as you continue to walk your own path, unapologetically, without hesitation. They will watch as you continue to build the life you want to live, one that aligns with your own values, your own dreams, your own truth. And deep down, they will know that they could have had that too if they had just chosen to walk away from their battles and chosen their own freedom. But they didn't, and that's why they'll never understand you. What you have now, what they will never be able to take from you, is a life that is authentically yours. You are no longer playing by anyone else's rules. You are no longer bound by their fears, their insecurities, their expectations. You've created your own rules. You've crafted a life that is built around your values, your desires, and your sense of purpose. And in that process, you have unlocked a power that is unstoppable. You've chosen to invest in yourself, to honor your own truth, and to pursue your own path. That investment will continue to pay dividends for the rest of your life. It will carry you through the darkest days, through the toughest challenges, and through the moments of doubt that will inevitably arise. Because when you are free, truly free, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you are unshakable. You can face anything, overcome anything, and build anything. And this is the moment when you realize just how unstoppable you truly are. There is nothing they can say, nothing they can do to take that away from you. Their hate, their judgment, their accusations, it's all just noise. Noise that will fade into the background as you continue to rise, to build, and to grow. They will continue to hate. They will continue to try to pull you back into the fight they think you should be in. But none of it will matter, because you are no longer the person they think you are. You are no longer the person they want you to be. You are the person you've always been meant to become, and nothing will stand in your way. So, let them hate you. Let them talk about you. Let them misunderstand your decisions. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you have chosen freedom. You have chosen to stand tall in the face of their hatred and to walk your own path. And as you continue on that path, you will find that the very thing they feared most about you, the thing they hated the most, is the thing that will carry you to heights they will never reach. Your freedom is your power, and that power is what will make you unstoppable. In the end, they can hate you, misunderstand you, and criticize your choices, but none of it will matter. What matters is that you chose freedom. You chose to live authentically, to follow your own path, and to honor your truth above all else. That freedom, that strength, is what will make you unstoppable. Their hate only serves to fuel your rise as you continue to build a life that is entirely your own. Keep walking in your power, for you are unshakable, and nothing can stop you now.